folks, Mike here with You Betcha Outdoors, and we have kind of a special episode for you today. We are currently staying at Maplewood State Park in Otter Tail County, and got the family with, currently enjoying snack time, and say hi. We're going to be taking in a few different opportunities here at the state park. One of the things is a ton of snowshoeing, and with the winter we've had so far in Minnesota, that should be fantastic. But there's also a trout-managed lake in Maplewood State Park. It is the only trout-managed lake in all of Otter Tail County. So we're going to give that a try and see if we can't land a rainbow trout, which would be my first through the ice. So there are several lakes inside Maplewood State Park. The one you are kind of seeing through the trees here is Beers Lake, which is a massive body of water that does have a small muskie population, which is pretty cool. And here you see the 3 camper cabins that are available in Maplewood State Park. We are staying in the muskie cabin, and these work pretty much the same as like a hotel room rental, where you just reserve online, and they take ridiculously good care of you. So we booked this several months ago, but what they did is coordinated with us in terms of when we got to come in, and so they had the cabin opened up for us, shoveled out. They supply a cart for you to bring gear up to the cabin, and then the parking lot is not too far away at all. So you can bring all your gear up, and then inside they have electric heat and electricity. There is not running water or a bathroom at all, so that is the vaulted toilet that we'll show you a little bit later. So this first part is a porch, kind of screened in area. This will give us an opportunity to store a lot of the gear, fishing stuff, when it's not in use. And then again, we step into the heated cabin. And inside the cabin, we have kind of a double bunk, table, and then the heat. So not a lot to offer, but definitely pretty nice arrangements considering where we're located. So here we are taking in some of the snowshoe trails that are available in the park. The park is kind of divided into 2 halves. One half is dedicated snowmobile trails. The other half is cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. So we're just trying a couple different loops. There's some pretty cool vistas with the rolling hills here in Maplewood State Park. And you can basically pick and choose how adventurous you want to be. Some of them are a little more steep and aggressive. Others are more flat and easy to travel. Having fun, bud? Yeah. We got 10,000 lakes, a clear blue water, though they're frozen half of the year. Our temps might stay just a little bit colder, but so does all of our beer. All right, we spent the morning doing a little bit of snowshoeing. I checked out a few of the trails that are really close to the camper cabins. Hopefully I just showed you some pictures of those in this video. And what I'm doing now is going to be heading to Bass Lake in hopes of finding some of those spoken about trout. So here we go. All right, as I mentioned before, this is Bass Lake. It is a specifically trout managed body of water, which means the DNR intentionally stocks the lake with trout. So each year 2,500 rainbow trout fish are put in, and they said they average between 8 to 10 inches in size when they're stocked. And it's to provide access to that type of fishery, and also trying to create a sustainable population in the body of water. In order for trout to survive, they need good, clear, clean water, and so they're trying to see if they can make that happen in this body of water. This has been going on for a long time, better part of 20 years, I'd say. Can't remember exactly when the program started, but one thing that was shared with me by a DNR officer was that some bucket biologists, I think was the term he used, some fishermen or environmentalists have introduced sunfish to this lake as well, so that creates a little bit of a different habitat and makes it not as wonderful of a trout fishing opportunity. So I'm assuming we'll do some sorting today, but hopefully we can figure it out. So this is our weigh in. Fishing is permitted during trout season only. Can't take minnows. Can't use minnows for bait, except in a preserved condition. Is prohibited. No motor vehicles, so canoe access only. Can't even bring a sled down in terms of snowmobile. So, like I said, there is a couple other anglers down here. So we'll be sharing our water source a little bit today. Right, the contour map is way off. We're supposed to be sitting here in about 12 feet of water, and we're in 25 feet. So it'll be interesting to see exactly if we can establish a pattern at all. As I mentioned, I don't have a ton of experience fishing trout, so I don't know really what to expect. This feels too deep. This lake is way deeper than I'd anticipated. We're still sitting in 23 feet of water, and it should be like 10 according to the lake map. So I really don't have a clue. If you just take a look around here, this is a pretty fantastic setting for ice fishing. Again, a relatively small body of water, surrounded by these beautiful hills in Otter Tail County. This feels very remote, and it's not that hard to get to. So definitely worth the trip, at least to see this, and hopefully find some fish too. We're gonna keep grinding, see what we can come up with. Pesky little sunfish. Even more pesky when you know what potentially it could be. Hey, 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 look at that. We connected with one. Yeah. Gorgeous. Yep. The thing of beauty. Let's see if we can't do that again. This one feels a little better. Holy cow. Oh, they fight. What did he do to my jig? What did he do? What happened here? Holy cow. Never believe this. It's on somebody else's line. I caught somebody else's line. The fish is on something else. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm hooked on another line. I never caught the fish. Unreal. Holy cow. This is pushing 20. Holy crap. I'm so confused right now. Somebody else broke off on this fish, and I just caught the line. It broke my jig. Yeah, it snapped the hook on my jig. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to think right now. That is a gorgeous fish. Look another. Oh, awesome. These fish are incredible. So muscular. Such aggressive fighters. Get them cleaned off here so you can see them better. Another gorgeous rainbow trout. Right here in Ottertail County. Suppose we should talk a little pattern and presentation here. We started out with a gold Gens drop keg with a red Mackie minnow. Now we're kind of finishing up the day here with a drop jig in gold with a black Mackie minnow. Both have caught fish. As far as the pattern goes, I would say we're far from figuring it out, but the key depths have been about 5 feet of water out to about 8 feet, and you want to try to find a pocket where you're not marking a lot of sunfish. And I mean, it was pretty aggressive jigging cadences, really bringing the presentation 2 or 3 feet up in the water column and dropping it back down. And out of nowhere, you'd see a mark flying on the screen, and it would usually take a little bit of convincing. You'd kind of lift a little bit or drop a little bit, and then they'd circle back and just hammer it home. So I don't think you're going to mark them suspended, like if you were on a crappie or a sunfish bite. I think it's mostly just being in areas where they're at and catching them when they come through. So something worth giving a try. Again, we'll be back to try this again and hopefully fine-tune the process a little bit. But great first outing in our attempts to find rainbow trout through the ice. All right, we're wrapping up our stay here in Maplewood State Park, and I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of the camper cabins. So if you plan on making a trip like this, you'd kind of know what to expect. So inside the camper cabin, you will have a picnic table, and then your 2 bunks, which could technically hold up to 6 people. That would be probably a little bit tight, but certainly could accommodate that many in your group. It doesn't provide linens, doesn't provide paper towels, or any of those type of items. So kind of plan it like you're going camping and you just have a tent with heat and electricity. So they do provide a garbage can. They just ask that you carry out your own garbage when you're done. They give you a broom to clean up when you're wrapping things up as well, and then shovel and all that kind of stuff as far as keeping yourself cleared out. So definitely nicer than staying in a tent. You're not allowed to cook inside the cabin unless it's in a crock pot or like a coffee pot. So no open flames, so you have to kind of think that through. No camp stoves or things like that. And then they do have the attached porch where you can store gear because there's not a lot of space inside the cabin itself. So definitely worth checking out. This is our second round in camper cabins. We've stayed at Forestville Mystery Cave as well, and it's about identical footprint as these. Pretty cool base camp for a weekend of exploring. Hopefully you enjoyed everything on today's episode. We covered a lot of different stuff within the state park. Again, we appreciate your support, whether it be in the form of likes or subscribes. If there's anything we missed or questions that you have, please feel free to leave that in the comment section below. We'll include links to the state park and a few other resources that we used on this weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.
With 3 feet of snow on the sidewalk, it's cold everywhere you'd assume, but there's honky-tonk music at Raleigh's, where the swing dancers heed the